So who's living in the golden age right here in America? I see a lot of working Americans can't afford beef, and now many are about to lose their car.
The reason I don't want to talk about affordability is because everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden.
This isn't about politics. This is about everyday Americans with everyday problems. And one of those problems, trying to afford a car note. And repos are surging.
Now they're saying by the end of 2025, there could possibly be 10 million cars authorized for repossession.
Can you believe that? By the end of the year, over 10 million cars could be authorized to start the process of repossession. Of course, not all those cars will actually get repossessed. That's why we are working for you here at Angela Gets Answers. I talked to an expert about what you can do to stop the process and keep your car. Also, if your car is repossessed, the bank may actually owe you money. Car repossessions are surging right now. If you lose your car, you could lose your job. How you gonna pay your mortgage? How your kids gonna get to school? And here are the numbers that I found from CBS News. They are reporting so far this year, more than 2.2 million vehicles have already been repossessed this year. A number expected to climb past 3 million by the end of 2025, in line with the Great Recession.
People kind of assume that it's the owner or the driver's fault. That I know a lot of people, when I tried to get experience, they said, well, I pay my bills. And that's not really what it's about. If you think about it, we've all been under unique financial pressures for about the past 5 years.
The lady you just heard from is Shannon Martin. She works in Bankrate. She's an expert. And she talked about the financial strain that so many Americans have been under for the past 5 years, from COVID to inflation, and now everything is just piling up on some folks. Then add on top of that, these loans, these car loans that may have been too much to begin with.
And if you're someone who struggled with credit, if you had to buy a car from a buy here, pay here type of place, or subpar loan, you might only have one missed bill before they come and repossess your vehicle.
What was shocking to me is I thought people had more time before their car is repossessed, but some people are literally just walking out their front door and their car is gone.
In most states, they don't need to tell you ahead of time.
What do you mean by that?
Some states, they require banks to send you a letter letting you know that your car is about to be repossessed, but in some states they don't. So if you hear stories of people going outside, getting ready to go to work and their car is gone because it's repossessed, that's actually true. So it can be a real sudden shock. It can surprise people soon because it's happening sooner than what they anticipated. Most repossessions, you need to be 90 to 120 days delinquent, but that's not always the case.
So what should you do if you're in danger of your car being repossessed? Shannon broke it down for us.
How hard is it to get a car back after it's repossessed? Is it gone for good?
It usually takes a few days for your car to be up for auction. So as long as you contact the lender the second you notice that it happened, you'll be able to find out where your vehicle is. It's not hard to get back. It just, do you have the funds to do so? It's not just your past due balance. They tack on towing fees, storage fees. So it's probably more that you've anticipated. It might be more than what you have available at the time.
I didn't realize they turned around repossessed cars that quickly. Honestly, I thought it was maybe a month or two. So you get your car repossessed and it's on the auction block a couple of days later, it's gone.
It could be a very tight turnaround, and it's going to depend really on like what your credit was when you purchased the car. So if your credit was in good standing, you have a standard loan, you probably have more time. The most important thing is if you know that you're going to miss a payment, get in touch with your bank right away. Because if you're someone where you've always made your payments on time, you have a decent loan, they might be able to offer extensions. They might be able to maybe refinance it for you, give you more options. The worst thing you can do is ignore the problem.
So when they repossess the car, the loan is gone, right? Or is it?
Oh, that's a really great question. So maybe. So what happens is they auction the vehicle off, and their goal is to pay off the balance of the loan. If your loan is paid for plus towing fees, then yes, the problem is kind of solved for you. But if there's any outstanding balance, you still owe that money to the bank. One thing I really want people to pay attention to is used cars are selling for an all-time high right now. Mm-hmm. So if they auction your car and they get more money than what is left on your loan, you're entitled to that money. So you want to keep an eye on all of the paperwork and make sure you reach out to them once the car's sold.
Interesting. But it's on the flip side, if they get less money, then you might be responsible for that less money.
100%.
Thanks so much to Shannon. Those are great tips. Here at Angela Gets Answers, I am looking into policies that impact working class Americans. I grew up in a working class neighborhood. My parents drove the same cars for 10 years. I understand the pain that a lot of us have gone through, whether struggling to pay for our mortgage or struggling to pay for a car note. We're going to look at the policies that may be holding working class Americans back. Now, I want to hear from you. What does your situation look like right now financially, and what do you think can be done to make life better for all working class Americans? For more stories like this, as we take on the system, subscribe to Angela Gets Answers.